about comparing ourselves to foxy ladies. You can just go.
Yeah. Oh, please. I'm surrounded by the 4 foxes. Come on.
I like it. Great
new crows, as we call them, Sally.
Yeah. New album out, yeah?
Yes.
And why is it called 100%? What's that all about?
Well, 100% because I feel as though I've given 100% of myself to this album, and I own it all. It's my own label.
Good.
My own label. Sisters are doing it for themselves. It's my own label.
How did you start a label?
When you say it's your own label, is it because I don't understand the music industry,
right.
but there's no company behind you, so that you produce everything yourself? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's now my company, as opposed to a major label who, you know, exists out there, and me going, oh, please, will you put my record out and help me?
Yeah,
no, it's like, oh, no, I'll do it myself. Thank you.
So you're going to sign other artists as well?
Hopefully.
Brilliant.
Hopefully, that would be the greatest endorsement of the record
and
label.
is this becoming more popular now? And is this because of, you know, the advances in technology and this sort of things that make it easier for someone to have their own label?
It totally makes it easier, and the fact that there are so many others who are doing it just means, you know, there's a precedent already set that you can just follow and think, yeah, I think it's not necessarily for everyone, but I've been around in the industry long enough to know, you know, what's going on and what I need to do.
So musically, is it the same genre? It's all your own stuff, obviously?
Yeah, it's... To the public, it'll be no real change, apart from, obviously, it's a new record, so I've got a new direction and more, you know, kind of updated sound. But everything else will just look as it would look with any other record label.
So do you write all your own stuff?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm really into co-writing because I work really well with other songwriters. I like to bounce ideas like that.
You've worked with Take That and Shaka Khan.
Absolutely. On this record, duetted with Shaka Khan.
Oh, wow. And Robin Gibb, was he in the mix somewhere?
That's right, yeah. I've done... this is the one song I haven't written, which is on the album, which is a cover of Too Much Heaven by the Bee Gees, which Robin wrote. I sang a little bit on the end, so...
And what about your single, Beautiful Night? What's that about?
Well, Beautiful Night, it's about holding on to those moments with the people that you love, particularly when you know that point when you've got to say goodbye is imminent. And I know I've been there, and my co-writer, Amanda Ghost, has been there as well. So, but we didn't write something that was all morbid. We wanted to write something that was more celebratory.
Okay. Is it 15 years that you've been in the business now?
15 years.
What changes do you see in those 15 years? I mean, the music industry must have changed completely since you started.
It's turned on its head. It's a completely different world now. When I first started, you did not have the internet. That has been the biggest change. Just unbelievable. And the way people receive their music now is so different with downloads and everything. And I tell you what's really positive, the amount of women in the industry, you know, who are at the forefront. Everybody dominating the British charts right now, just females, women doing it, totally doing it. You got your Pixie Lott and your LaRue and all these girls, just fierce girls. Absolutely.
And you were given an MBE as well for was it services to the music industry?
Yeah,
right?
and for charity as well. So that was just great.
That's amazing.
Obviously, you've been saying about the Pixie Lott and all these girls in the charts, everything doing it for themselves. Do you compare yourselves? We've just been on about comparing each other. Do you compare at all?
I don't, because I'm completely self-aware. I know who I am. I know where I kind of stand and where I belong, if you like, in the music industry. And a lot of these girls, you know, they're very young, and why would I, as someone who's older, compare myself to someone who's incredibly young? So,
but hasn't that just come to you in these years, though? 15 years ago, you didn't have that.
Oh no, 15 years ago, I probably would have been a neurotic mess. In fact, no, 15 years ago, I was a neurotic mess, you know, totally.
So if you could have looked into the future 15 years ago, now, would you wanted to know now what was happening?
Well, this is interesting, you see, because in general terms, I think to myself, no, I think some things are just better left. But 15 years ago, you know, if me now could have talked to little Bev, I would have said, you know what, girl, you'll get bold, you'll get strong, do not be fearful of anything or anyone. You know, I wish I could have done that.
To me, you come over as very positive thinking, and maybe that's come with being slightly older.
I think so. I think so. I think it's that old adage of with the age comes the wisdom,
Yeah,
and there is so much truth in that. You know, the things that you think you know when you're younger, you don't know anything, and as you get older, you're like, aha, Mum was right. You know, those kinds of
What
things.
is it? Youth is wasted on the young.
Oh, it is.
Absolutely. That's a great line. That. Great line.
Well, Beverley, you're going to be performing your new single for us.
I am,
aren't you?
yes.
Which we can't wait to hear. But for now, it's Beverley Lights.
Thank you. Thank you.
Off you go. Looking far too lovely, I think, to be sitting next to the likes of us. That's all for this.